There's not. That's not saying that there won't be one that arises.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want to go back through all the emails.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's rare that I don't skip at least one roll somewhere.
There's not that many in this picture though.
All right. If I do it on here, do you guys generally put the Zoom people to the right? You just put it on one half of your. What's the best way to do it?
I put it in gallery and I put the Zoom on top, and I have just a small PDF of the script below, and you just have to scroll a lot.
We're
feel
broadcasting
fine either way.
live.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to wait on Drea to finish her Zoom instruction before I did it.
No, I just you guys have done this one before. This thing before. Okay, let's do it.
Welcome everybody to Scripts Gone Wild. We hope you enjoyed the Zoom tutorial with Drea Clark. I'm your host, Billy Ray Bruton, and I'm already a few drinks in. Thank you for being with us tonight for a reading of a film that Stanley Kubrick slaved over, and a film that Stephen King didn't really care for, and a film that you all probably love if you're watching this, The Shining. And with me tonight as my co-host, as is pretty frequent the last few months, Mr. Clay Keller. Clay.
Hello. Welcome, audience.
Clay, I'm curious to know, when did you first see The Shining, and were you so young that you wet the bed?
I was in college, and I wet the bed. Absolutely. No, I was in college. I was, you know this about me, Billy, right? I was absolutely terrified of even the idea of a scary movie until I was about 19. So I came to this late, but I loved it immediately, and I cannot wait to see tonight's interpretation. This is a spectacular group of actors you've assembled, if I may say so.
And interpretation, I think, is a good way to put that. And before I introduce our amazing actors, I want to talk a second about our charity for the evening, which is Save the Children, which is a very old charity. It's over 100 years old. And basically, they're an organization that is dedicated to saving children all over the world, whether that's with food and poverty relief and educational assistance. Basically, whatever they can do, they do. And if you want to make a donation to them, and we really encourage that you do that, we'll be pimping out Save the Children now, in the middle of the read, at the end. If you stumble across this read in 2 weeks, which a lot of people do, you can still donate. You can go to our website, scriptsgonewild.com. You'll see a donate tab in the top right. Click on that. It'll take you directly to the Save the Children donation portal. Please make as large a donation as you can, whether it's $1, $5, $1,000.
Hello.
Just make that donation, and it goes a really long way to helping some kids all over the world. Which is
make that donation, and Billy Ray will stop using the term pimping saving the children.
Please make the donation. Please.
Yes. If you whoever donates the highest gets to choose 2 phrases of mine that they find bothersome that I will never say again.
Ooh, bonus.
And by the way, you can go to the Save the Children Instagram at Save the Children, or Twitter at Save the Children US.
That is correct. And just donate whatever you can. And even honestly, really, if you can't afford it, still donate it. Who needs to eat? Just donate whatever you got. And so now I'm going to introduce our cast. Mr. Kevin Weisman.
Woo woo!
Yay.
Oh, Billy.
Annie Wersching.
Hi.
Leo Howard.
Hey.
Ify Nwadiwe.
Woo! It's me.
Rodney Ascher.
Hey.
Drea Clark.
Oh, yeah.
Diamond Dave Schilling.
I got the
Yes.
nickname. Nobody else gets a nickname, so I feel.
Oh, well,
so
too
good.
late. Jumping Jesse Merlin.
Ah, son of a bitch!
Don't clap.
Crying Ryan Marker.
Yes. Yes.
And of course, Clay Keller. I do have to ask a question to Rodney, since Rodney did direct a movie all about this film, Room 237. I'm curious, did you ever expect when you were doing that you would be getting drunk reading it one day?
Well, I don't know. I since most of the movie was made in front of my computer at 2 a.m, more often than not, I had a drink in front of me anyway.
Oh, so you've been preparing for this read for years then?
It never stopped.
Well, I hope that a lot of the puzzling questions that were posed by your film will be answered tonight during this read.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm going to get into the rules really quick for the folks at home who have no idea what the hell we are or what we do. Scripts Gone Wild is a drinking game. We're reading The Shining. If anybody flubs a line, misses a cue, does anything that we can construe as a mistake, they have to take a drink. That is their punishment. We also let our social media audience choose what we call social words. These are words that whenever they're spoken aloud by one of the readers, everybody takes a drink. This doesn't include me reading stage direction. It's just the readers. This is a shooting script. It's like a late post script. So there's going to be a lot of camera stuff that I'm going to be skipping over tonight. So it's going to be a lot of these guys talking and me just throwing in shit that I think is pertinent. We also have a finish your drink line chosen by our Patreon subscribers. Whenever that line, we get to it in the script, everybody finishes whatever drink is in their hands, whether it is a fresh pour or just a couple of sips. So the social words for tonight are torrents and overlook.
Fun.
And the finish your drink line is come play with us, Danny. And so that should lead to some interesting avenues, one might say. Does anyone have any questions before we get this ball rolling?
I just, Kevin, that's my favorite scotch, by the way, that you just pulled out. Lefroy?
Yeah.
Mwah.
Whoever does the best reading will be sent a bottle of my personal stash. I will let you know, Leo. Good luck.
And whoever does the worst will be sent a bottle of Carlisle scotch.
I can't wait to receive my free alcohol.
It weighs 150 pounds.
Is that a plastic bottle or a glass bottle?
It's a glass bottle.
Okay, well, that's not so bad.
Billy Ray, I will point out to our readers, if there's any first timers, Billy Ray and I, and actually some of you, you're all welcome to yell out drink if somebody flubs a line or whatever. We can all get in on the fun. But Billy Ray and I will be yelling that at you. It is not personal. Sometimes it'll feel personal. It is just part of the game. And if you're in the middle of a real juicy monologue or something, we will perhaps wait until the end of your line and then say that there was a drink that had to happen. But
and then you'll shame us.
Be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready with your drinks.
I guess the moral is feel free to shame anyone at any time. That's really what this is all about, is shaming people for the mistakes that they make.
It's like Thanksgiving at my mom's house.
Oh, Diamond Dave. Here we go. Let's kick it off. The Shining. Lakes and mountains. A car moving along the road. This happens for a long time. Now we're at a hotel. Jack walks across the lobby.
Hi, I've got an appointment with Mr. Ullman. My name's Jack Torrance.
Did we already get to a part that you forgot to assign, Billy Ray?
I think we might have.
Line of the damn thing?
Isn't
The receptionist
Torrance
has one line. And
Torrance is a drinking
We've
word,
got a
too.
drink. We've got a drink.
We got a drink, and yeah, Clay, I think you got
Off to
your
a
first
great
bud.
start.
Incredible. So Billy Ray, you have to drink twice for that one. His office is the first door on the left.
Thank you.
He moves. Camera pans with him and tracks through Secretary's office to the opening of Ullman's office, revealing Ullman seated at a desk with a secretary standing beside him.
Mr. Ullman.
Yes.
I'm Jack Torrance.
Drink.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, well. Come on in, Jack.
Ullman stands and hands a book to the secretary, walking around the side of the desk. Jack moves in the office.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Ullman.
This is my secretary, Susie.
Clay.
We must have a secretary.
No.
Another one?
I
This
got
is
assigned most
Hello.
of the women, and I was not assigned this.
She's a fun accent. Hello.
Susie, how do you do?
Have any trouble finding us?
No problem at all. I made the trip in 3.5 hours.
Oh, that's a very good time.
Hmm.
Very good. Very good. Please, sit down a minute.
He does.
Jack, just make yourself at home. Would you like some coffee?
Well, if you're going to have some, I wouldn't mind. Thanks.
Susie.
Sure.
And would you ask Bill Watson to join us?
Yes, I will.
Ullman sits. An apartment building, day. Cars parked in front of it, mountain in the background. Danny is sitting at a table eating a sandwich, and Wendy is sitting reading her book.
Mom,
Yeah?
do you really want to go and live in that hotel for the winter?
Sure, Danny. It'll be lots of fun.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, there's hardly anybody to play with around here.
Yeah, I know. It always takes a little time to make new friends.
Yeah, I guess so.
What about Tony? He's looking forward to the hotel, I bet.
No, I ain't, Mrs. Torrance.
Right?
Torrance.
I'm going to drink for that one. I'm just going to take a drink right now.
Oh, come on, Tony. Don't be silly.
Oh, I don't want to go there, Mrs. Torrance.
Right?
Well, how come you don't want to go?
I just don't.
Well, let's just wait and see. We're all going to have a real good time.
Bill Watson enters the office, and Jack rises and shakes his hand.
Rodney. Ullman. Rodney.
Bill, I'd like you to meet Jack Torrance.
Drink.
Now that's acting.
I mean,
saw
everyone
him
gets a
gesture.
Torrance, though.
So every time we take a beat, we got a drink?
Feels like it.
How do you do?
Bill, how do you do?
Pleased to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Grab a chair, Bill, and join in. Jack's gonna take care of the Overlook for this winter. I'd like you to take him around the place as soon as we're through.
Drink.
Overlook.
Overlord.
Fine.
Jack's a school teacher.
Formerly a school teacher.
What line of work are you in now?
Well, I'm a writer. Teaching has always been more or less a way of making ends meet.
Well, this ought to be quite a change for you.
Well, I'm looking for a change.
A lot of people in Denver recommended Jack very highly. And for once, I agree with them. Let's see, where were we? Yeah, I was about to explain that our season here runs from May 15th to October 30th, and then we close down completely until the following May.
You mind if I ask you why you do that? It seems to me that the skiing up here would be fantastic.
Oh, it sure would be. Problem is the enormous cost it would be to keep the road to the Sidewinder open. It's a 25-mile stretch of road and gets an average of 20 feet of snow during the winter. And there's just no way to make it economically feasible to keep it clear.
Right.
When the place was built in 1907, there was very little interest in winter sports, and this site was chosen for its seclusion and scenic beauty.
Well, certainly got plenty of that.
That's right. Did they give you any idea in Denver of what the job entails?
Only in a very general way.
Well, the winters can be fantastically cruel. And the basic idea is to cope with a very costly damage and depreciation which can occur. This consists mainly of running the boiler, heating different parts of the hotel on a daily rotating basis, repairing damage as it occurs, and doing repairs so that the elements can't get a foothold.
Well, sounds fine to me.
Physically, it's not a very demanding job. The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is a tremendous sense of isolation.
Well, that just happens to be exactly what I'm looking for. Outlining a new writing project and 5 months of peace. It's just what I want.
That's very good, Jack, because for some people, solitude and isolation can of itself be a problem.
Not for me.
How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
I love it.
Great. Well, before I turn you over to Bill, there is one thing I think we should talk about. I don't want to sound melodramatic, but, well, it's something that's been known to give a few people second thoughts about this job.
I'm intrigued.
Don't suppose they told you anything in Denver about the tragedy we had up here during the winter of 1970?
I don't believe they did.
Well, my predecessor in this job hired a man named Charles Grady as the winter caretaker. He came up here with his wife and 2 little girls, about 8 or 10. He had a good employment record, good references, and what I've been told, I mean, he seemed like a completely normal individual. But at some point during the winter, he must have suffered some kind of complete mental breakdown. He ran amok and killed his family with an axe. Stacked them neatly in one of the rooms in the West Wing. And then he put both barrels of a shotgun in his mouth. The police, they thought it was what old timers used to call cabin fever, kind of claustrophobic reaction, which can occur when people are shut in together over long periods of time.
Well, that is quite a story.
Yeah, it is. So, it's still hard for me to believe that it actually happened here, but it did. And well, I think you can appreciate when I wanted to tell you about it.
I certainly can. And I also understand why your people in Denver left it for you to tell me.
Well, obviously some people can be put off by the idea of staying alone in a place or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can rest assured, Mr. Ullman, that's not going to happen with me. And as far as my wife is concerned, I'm sure she'll be absolutely fascinated when I tell her about it. She's a confirmed ghost story and horror film addict.
I love that triple murder suicide is now forever known as running amok. Back at the apartment, Danny's standing on a stool at the basin.
Tony, do you think Daddy will get the job? Yeah, he did. He's going to phone Wendy up in a few minutes to tell her.
I like that Tony could have been in The Sopranos.
Yeah, he's Italian, man. He's Italian. He's New York. I'll find it halfway through, about page 50. We'll slide into it. Don't worry. You guys just hang on the edge of your seat.
I think it's great.
Wendy's at the sink. The phone rings.
Hello.
Hey, babe.
Oh, hi, hon. How's it going?
Great. Look, I'm at the hotel. I still have an awful lot to go through. I don't think I'm going to get home before 9 or 10.
Sounds like you got the job.
Right. It is a beautiful place. You and Danny, you're going to love it.
Back in the bathroom.
Tony, why don't you want to go to the hotel? I don't know. You two know. Oh, come on, tell me. I don't want to. Please? No. Now, Tony, tell me.
This is when Danny sees that blood gushing out from those goddamn elevators. And then the 2 little Grady girls holding hands, blood just rushing through, and Danny screaming. And then they're in his room.
Now hold your eyes still so that I can see. Did you want to explain who I am, or I'm just going to keep talking?
Oh, that's right. We don't know who this is, do we? This is the doctor, everyone. They have called a doctor to come and look at Danny, and she isn't given a name, as a lot of people did with female roles back then. So we're going to give her a name. What do you want her name to be, Drea?
Bader Ginsburg.
Okay. Bader Ginsburg is the name of the doctor. You know what? Let's raise a glass to Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Absolutely.
Yeah, guys.
A poet and a scholar.
That seems appropriate. And this is her honorary naming.
Absolutely.
A good doctor.
Drea, live up to the name.
Oh, good Lord. All right. That's good. Now the other one. Good boy. Now, Danny, when you were brushing your teeth, do you remember if you smelled anything funny or saw any bright flashing lights or anything at all strange?
No.
Do you remember when you were brushing your teeth?
Yes.
Okay. What's the next thing you remember after you were brushing your teeth?
Mommy saying, wake up, wake up, wake up, Danny, wake up.
Now, Danny, can you remember what you were doing just before you started brushing your teeth?
I'm talking to Tony.
Oh, is Tony one of your animals?
No, It's the little boy that lives in my mouth.
Tony's his imaginary friend.
Oh? If you were to open your mouth now, could I see Tony?
No.
Why not?
Well, because he hides.
Where does he go?
To my stomach.
Does Tony ever tell you to do things?
I don't want to talk about Tony anymore.
Okay, that's fine. All right, Danny. Now, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor and stay quietly in bed for the rest of the day, okay?
Do I have to?
Yes, I'd like you to.
We're just going to go into the other room for a few minutes and talk, and then I'll come back and check on you, okay?
Okay.
Goodbye.
They walk through the corridor.
Shall we go into the living room?
Yes.
Please.
Thank you. Mrs. Torrance.
Drink.
Yes.
Oh, drink.
Oh, right.
Torrance.
Sorry.
Don't think you have anything to worry about. I'm quite sure there's nothing physically wrong with Danny.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, no, he seems absolutely fine now, but you should have seen him.
Oh, I know. Kids can scare you to death, but believe me, these episodes are not at all uncommon, and they look much worse than they are.
But, well, what was the matter with him?
Mrs. Torrance? Most of the time, these episodes with kids are never explained. They're brought on by emotional factors. They rarely occur again. They're more akin to autohypnosis, a kind of self-induced trance. If it reoccurs, which I doubt, you can always think about having some tests done.
Wendy offers her a cigarette.
No, thank you.
'Cause they're
I'm a doctor.
Oh, I'm sure you're right.
Have you been in Boulder long, Mrs. Torrance?
Great.
1 second. Only about 3 months. We were from Vermont. My husband was teaching school there.
Did the appearance of Danny's imaginary friend,
Tony?
Yeah. Did Tony's first appearance happen to coincide with your arrival here?
Well, no. Let me see. I guess Danny started talking to Tony about the time we put him into nursery school.
Did he adjust well to school?
No, he didn't like it too much at first, and then, well, he had an injury, so we kept him out for a while, and yeah, I guess that's about the time when I first noticed that he was talking to Tony.
What sort of injury did he have?
Oh, he dislocated his shoulder.
How did he manage to do that?
Well, it's just one of those things, purely an accident. My husband had been drinking, and he came home about 3 hours late, so he wasn't exactly in the greatest mood that night. And, well, Danny had scattered some of his school papers all over the room, and my husband grabbed his arm, and pulled him away from them. And it's just the sort of thing you do 100 times with a child, in a park or in the streets. But on this particular occasion, my husband just really used too much strength, and he injured Danny's arm. But anyway, something good did come out of it, all because he said, "Wendy, I am never going to touch another drop, and if I do, you can leave me." And well, he didn't, and he hasn't had any alcohol in 5 months.
Closing day. Wendy, sitting beside Jack as he drives along the mountain road. Danny is between them.
Boy, we must be really high up. The air feels so different.
Yep. Yes.
I'm hungry.
Well, you should have eaten your breakfast.
Oh, we'll get you something as soon as we get to the hotel, okay?
Okay, Mom.
Hey, wasn't it around here that the Donner Party got snowbound?
I think that was a little further west in the Sierras.
What was the Donner Party?
Well, they were a party of settlers in the covered wagon times. They got snowbound one winter in the mountains. They had to resort to cannibalism in order to stay alive.
You mean they ate each other up?
Well, they had to in order to survive. Well, don't
worry, Mom. I know all about cannibalism. I saw it on TV.
See, it's okay. Saw it all on TV.
Bar arrives in the Overlook hotel lobby. A man is cleaning the floor. Watson and Ullman walk forward.
What time does the plane leave?
8:30.
Well, that still gives us plenty of time to go over everything first.
Goodbye, Mr. Ullman.
Goodbye. Good morning, Jack. Hope you haven't been waiting too long.
No problem. In fact, we had time to grab a bite to eat.
Good. Glad you made it before they shut down the kitchen. Is your family having a look around?
My son's discovered the games room.
Has your luggage been brought in?
Right there.
No, fine. Well, in view of all the ground we have to cover today, I suggest we go up and have a quick look at your apartment and then get started straight away. Bill, should the Torrances bring their things in their apartment?
Lawrence's.
Ring.
I'm gonna collect my family first.
Oh.
Ullman, followed by Wendy, Jack, and Watson, moves out, and the camera goes along with them.
This is our Colorado lounge.
Oh, it's beautiful. My God, this place is fantastic, isn't it, hon?
Sure is.
God, I've never seen anything like this before. Are all of these Indian designs authentic?
Yeah, I believe they're based mainly on Navajo and Apache motifs.
Oh, well, they're really gorgeous. As a matter of fact, this is probably the most gorgeous hotel I've ever seen.
Oh, this old place has had an illustrious past. In its heyday, it was one of the stopping places for the jet set. Even before anybody knew what a jet set was. And you got 4 presidents who stayed here, lots of movie stars.
Royalty?
All the best people.
Danny's throwing darts. He climbs up on a chair and pulls 2 darts out and keeps on throwing them. The 2 Grady girls holding hands are standing near the open door. They look at one another, then turn and exit out through the open doorway. Ullman's leading Wendy and Jack forward along a corridor to the caretaker's apartment.
This is the staff wing of the hotel. None of the other bedrooms are heated during the winter.
Oh.
Goodbye, Mr. Ullman.
Goodbye, girls. And here are your quarters.
They go in.
Living room, bedroom, bathroom, and a small bedroom for your son.
Well, that's perfect for a child.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, place is very nicely self-contained, easy to keep.
Drink.
This is cozy.
Yeah, very cozy for a family. And if you feel like spreading out, you have the rest of the hotel to move around.
Well, thank you. It is very homely.
Yeah.
Ullman leads Wendy, Jack, and Watson on the outside of the maze.
This is our famous hedge maze. It's quite an attraction around here. The walls are 13 feet high and the hedges are about as old as the hotel itself. It's a lot of fun. But I wouldn't go in there unless I had an hour to spare to find my way out.
When was the Overlook built?
Drink.
Construction started in 1907, finished in 1909. Site's supposed to be located on an Indian burial ground. And I believe they actually had to repel a few Indian attacks as they were building it. That's our snowcat. Can you both drive a car?
Yes.
Well, that's fine, because basically the snowcat operates very much like a car. It won't take you long to get the hang of it.
And then we go down. Ullman, Jack, Watson, and Wendy are walking along the corridor.
As a matter of fact, we brought a decorator in from Chicago just last year to refurbish this part of the hotel.
Oh, well, he sure did a beautiful job. Pink and gold are my favorite colors.
They're in the gold ballroom.
Well, this is our gold ballroom.
Oh, I'll say.
We can accommodate up to 300 people here very comfortably.
Boy, I bet you oh.
Drink!
Boy, I bet you we could really have a good party in this room, huh, hon?
I'm afraid you're not going to do too well here unless you brought your own supplies. We always remove all the booze from the premises when we shut down. That reduces the insurance we normally have to carry.
We don't drinks.
Well, then you're in luck.
Ullman waves to Halloran.
Oh, Dick, come on over and say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Torrance.
Drink.
God damn it.
There it is.
Sure.
Nailed it.
This is Dick Halloran, our head chef.
Mr. Halloran, I'm Jack. This is my wife, Winifred.
Glad to meet you, Jack. Glad to meet you, Winifred.
Nice to meet you.
The Torrances are going to take care of the Overlook for us this winter.
Drink.
Double drink. Double drink.
Oh.
I have a friend over, and I think I'm gonna start making him drink too.
Good idea.
Yeah, you got
Bring him on in. Rolls.
See, I lost place making my funny ass quit. Oh, here it is. Okay.
33, man. 33. Top 33.
30.
Okay, 32 for me. Oh, that's just great. How do folks like our hotel so far?
Oh, it is just wonderful.
Mm.
Oh, hi, Danny.
Susie's holding Danny's hand. They walk across the ballroom.
I found him outside looking for you.
Danny, did you get tired of bombing the universe?
Yeah.
Danny, come on over here. Thanks.
Thank you, Susie. Dick, if you're ready to do it now, I think it'd be a good idea if you could show Mrs. Torrance the kitchen while I continue on with Jack.
Drink.
It will be my pleasure. Right this way, Mrs. Torrance.
Great.
Drink.
See you later, hon.
Hi, darling.
Wendy's holding Danny's
Only
hand.
on page 33.
That's right.
Jesus.
They walk into the kitchen. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Face yourself.
All right. Miss Torrance.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to go ahead and get the
Oh,
Torrance.
he said Torrance. I had to get another drink. Hopefully, I don't have a line.
I get some more ice.
Yeah.
Shit.
My 12-year-old will get you ice. She just got me something. Yeah,
I got a dog. It's not as good.
yeah I know.
Your husband introduced you as Winifred. Now, are you Winnie or Freddie?
Oh, I'm a Wendy, although I do have a son named Freddie in real life. And an Ozzy and an Archie. I'm a drink.
Oh, Wendy, that's nice. That's the prettiest.
God, this is the kitchen, huh?
Yeah, this is it. How do you like it, Danny? Is it big enough for you?
Sorry, Danny's refilling his cocktail right now.
Oh, yeah.
What page are we on?
33 for you.
30 what?
33 on the script.
Yep. I'm in. I got it. I'm on it. Yeah, you know what? I gotta tell you, it's the biggest place I've ever seen.
Yeah. This whole place is such an enormous maze. I feel like I'll have to leave a trail of breadcrumbs every time I come in.
Ooh, what a cliffhanger. I mean, you know the literary term I meant. Don't let it get you down, Mrs. Torrance.
Great drink.
I think Dick meant foreshadowing.
Yes.
That's exactly what I meant. Don't let it get you down, Miss Torrance. It's big, but it still ain't nothing but a kitchen. A lot of stuff you'll never have to touch.
I wouldn't know what to do with it if I did.
Well, one thing for sure, you don't have to worry about food because you folks could eat up here a whole year and never have the same menu twice. Now, right here is our walk-in freezer.
They go in.
Now, this is where we keep all of our meat. You got 15 rib roasts, 30 10-pound bags of hamburgers. You got 12 turkeys, 2 dozen pork roasts, and 20 legs of lamb. You like lamb, Doc?
No.
You don't? Well, what's your favorite food then?
French fries and ketchup.
Well, I think we can manage that too, Doc. Come along now. Watch your step.
They come out of the freezer.
Mr. Halloran, how did you know we called him Doc?
Beg pardon?
Well, Doc, you called Danny Doc twice just now.
I did?
Yeah, and we call him Doc sometimes, like in the Bugs Bunny cartoons, but how did you know that?
Well, I guess I probably heard you call him that.
Well, it's possible, but I honestly don't remember calling him that since we've been with you.
Well, anyway, he looks like Doc, doesn't he? What's up, Doc? This is the storeroom.
They go in.
In here, Mrs. Torrance.
Oh, God.
Is where we keep all the dried goods and the canned goods. We got canned fruits and vegetables, canned fish and meats, hot and cold cereals. Post Toasties, cornflakes, sugar puff, Rice Krispies, oatmeal, wheat tina, and cream of wheat. We got a dozen jugs of black molasses. We got 36 boxes of dried milk, 30 12-pound bags of sugar.
Halloran talks inaudibly to Wendy, and then we hear him do a thought transfer.
How'd you like some ice cream, Doc?
Ooh.
Sociables, finger rolls, and 7 kinds of what have you. Now we got dried peaches, dried apricots, dried raisins, and dried prunes.
And now a shit joke.
Don't poop. You know what, Mrs. Torrance? You got to keep regular if you want to be happy.
Drink.
Ullman enters.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you getting on?
Just fine.
Just fine.
Dick, can we borrow Mrs. Torrance for a few minutes? We're on our way through the basement. I promise we won't keep her very long.
No problem, Mr. Ullman. I was just getting to the ice cream. Do you like ice cream, Doc?
Yeah.
I thought you did. You folks don't mind if I give Danny some ice cream while we're waiting for you?
Not at all.
No, we don't mind.
Good.
Sound good to you, Danny?
Yeah.
Okay, you behave yourself.
They leave.
Now, what kind of ice cream do you like, Doc?
Chocolate.
And chocolate it shall be. Come on, son.
Ullman, Jack, and Wendy are walking.
It's amazing how much activity is going on today.
Yeah, well, the guests and some of the staff left yesterday. The velocity is always very hectic. Everybody wants to be on their way as early as possible. By 5 o'clock tonight, you'll never know anyone was ever here.
Just like a ghost ship, huh?
Yeah.
Back in the kitchen.
Do you know how I knew your name was Dot? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? I can remember when I was a little boy, my grandmother and I could hold conversations entirely without ever opening our mouths. She called it shining.
Ooh.
And for a long time, I thought it was just the two of us that had to shine to us. Just like you probably thought you were the only one. But there are other folks, and mostly they don't know it or don't believe it. How long have you been able to do it? Why don't you want to talk about it?
Supposed to?
Who says you ain't supposed to?
Tony.
Who's Tony?
Tony's the little boy who lives in my mouth.
Is Tony the one that tells you things?
Yes.
How does he tell you things?
It's like I go to sleep and he shows me things, but when I wake up, I can't remember everything.
Does your mom and dad know about Tony?
Yes.
Do they know he tell you things? Has Tony ever told you anything about this place, about the Overlook Hotel?
Drink.
I don't know.
Try to think. Now think real hard, Doc. Think.
That might be a drink. I think that's a
Yeah,
drink.
yeah.
I feel like that's a drink.
Hey, you know what? Keep it to yourself. All right.
Because you tripped. I didn't spit you out, but just know next time you're done, Danny. You're toast, Danny. I got you next time. You definitely did. But I was like, I'm gonna let it slide. We brothers in arms, but now we're enemies.
Maybe he showed me
We're
something.
done.
Maybe he showed me something.
Try and think what it was.
Mr. Halloran, are you scared of this place?
No, I'm scared of nothing here. Just it's just that some places are like people. Some shine and some don't. I guess you could say the Overlook Hotel here has something about it that likes shining. And snitching on people on Zoom calls.
Is there something bad here?
Well, Doc, when something happens, it can leave a trace of itself behind. Say like someone burns toast. Or maybe things that happen leave other kinds of traces behind. Not things that anyone can notice, but things that people who shine can see. Just like they can see things that haven't happened yet. Well, sometimes they can see things that happened a long time ago. I think a lot of things happen right here in this particular hotel over the years. And not all of them was good.
What about room 237?
Room 237?
You're scared of room 237, ain't you?
No, I ain't.
Mr. Halloran, what's in room 237?
Nothing. There ain't nothing in room 237. But you ain't got no business going in there anyway. So stay out. You understand? Stay out.
A month later, Wendy's pushing a trolley forward along the corridor. Danny's sitting on a tricycle, pedaling out of the kitchen into the lounge, across and back into the kitchen. Wendy enters, pushing the trolley. She pushes it forward into the Torrance's apartment. Jack's asleep in bed, reflected in the mirror. She walks forward and she puts the tray down on the table.
Good morning, hon. Your breakfast is ready.
How's it?
Oh, it's about 11:30.
11:30, Jesus.
I guess we've been staying up too late.
Oh, I know it.
I made them just the way you like them, sunny side up.
Oh, nice.
It's real pretty outside. How about taking me for a walk after you finished your breakfast?
I suppose I ought to try some writing first.
Any ideas yet?
Lots of ideas. No good ones.
Well, something will come. It's just a matter of settling back into the habit of writing every day.
Oh, it is.
It's really nice up here, isn't it?
I love it. I really do. I've never been this happy or comfortable anywhere.
Yeah. It's amazing how fast you get used to such a big place.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, when we first came up here, I thought it was kind of scary.
Well, I fell in love with it right away. When I came up here for my interview, though I had been here before, we all have moments of deja vu, but this was ridiculous. It's almost as though I knew what was going to be around every corner.
Typewriter with a sheet of paper in it. Jack's throwing a ball against the wall and catching it over and over again. Wendy's running after Danny from the hotel to the maze.
The loser has to keep American clean. How's that?
All right.
And you're going to lose. And I'm going to get you. You better run fast.
Oh,
look out. I'm coming close. All right?
Well, you'll have to keep America clean.
You're in the maze.
Okay, Danny, you win. Let's take the rest of this walking, huh?
Okay. Oh.
Oh, give me your hand. Isn't it beautiful?
They reach a dead end.
Here's a dead end.
Hotel lobby. Jack is bouncing the ball on the floor and catching it over and over and over again back at the maze.
Oh, what a maze. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't think it was going to be this big. Did you?
No.
Tuesday. Wendy's hands take the lid of a can. There's a portable TV on right next to her.
Rutherford was serving a life sentence for his conviction in the 1968 shooting, and the search continues in the mountains near Ouray today for that missing Aspen woman. 24-year-old Susan Robertson has been missing 10 days. She disappeared while on a hunting trip with her husband. They have good weather right now, but they may have to call off the search if the predicted snowstorm moves in tomorrow. But it's so beautiful here in Denver today, it's hard to believe a snowstorm could be that close.
I know. I want to go outside and lie in the sun. Yet to our north, to our west, it is snowing and cold. And it's moving right here towards Colorado, right now as we speak. It's incredible.
I know.
Danny is just going all over the hotel on that damn tricycle. Trike. Then he stops. He looks back and he sees that there's a room. There's number 237 on one of the room doors. He gets off the tricycle and moves slowly to it. He looks up, reaches out to turn the handle. He does, but it doesn't open. Flash of the two Grady girls holding hands. He looks up at the number. Then he gets back on the tricycle and pedals away fast. Jack is sitting back at the table, typing, and then is immediately interrupted.
Well, hi, hon. How's it going?
Fine.
You get a lot written today?
Yes.
Hey, the weather forecast said it's going to snow tonight.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
Oh, come on, hon. Don't be so grouchy.
I'm not being grouchy. I just want to finish my work.
Okay. I understand. I'll come back later on with a couple of sandwiches for you, and maybe you let me read something then.
Wendy, let me explain something to you. Whenever you come in here and interrupt me, you're breaking my concentration. You are distracting me. And it will then take me time to get back to where I was. Understand?
Yes.
Fine. Now we're going to make a new rule. Whenever I'm in here typing and you hear me typing, or whether you don't hear me typing, whatever the fuck you hear me doing in here, when I am in here, that means I am working. That means don't come in. Now, you think you can handle that?
Yes.
Fine. Now, why don't you start right now and get the fuck out of here?
Okay.
He turns and walks away. Jack starts to type. Thursday. Wendy is running, being chased by Danny carrying snowballs.
Oh, I know you've got some.
They're playing in the snow, and Jack watches out the window. Saturday. He's sitting at the table typing. Wendy's standing at the switchboard with a headset on.
Oh, no. Oh, I knew it.
Puts the headset and plug down and turns away from the switchboard. She walks out of the switchboard, rounds the counter. She stops the radio set and switches it on. She pulls the microphone towards her.
This is KDK-12 calling KDK-1.
The ranger is seated at the radio. Man sitting at the filing cabinet.
KDK-12 to KDK-1.
No, Billy Ray?
Someone was assigned.
That's me. This is KDK-1. We're receiving you over.
Oh, hi. This is Wendy Torrance at the Overlook Hotel Double Drink.
Double drink.
Hi, how are you folks getting on over there? Over.
Oh, we're just fine, but our telephones don't seem to be doing too well. Are the lines down by any chance? Over?
Yes, quite a few of them are down due to the storm. Over.
Oh. Well, any chance of them being repaired soon? Over?
Well, I wouldn't like to say. Most winters, they stay that way until spring. Over.
Well, boy, this storm is really something then, isn't it? Over.
Oh, yes. It's one of the worst we've had for years. Is there anything else we can do for you, Mrs. Torrance? Over.
Frank.
I suppose not. Over.
Well, if you folks have any problems up there, please don't call me. And Mrs. Torrance, I think it might be a good idea if you leave your radio on all the time now. Over.
Okay, we'll do that. It was real nice talking to you. Bye.
You okay? Leave me alone.
Oh, over and out.
Okay. You're weird.
Bye.
Stop calling.
Hotel. Danny pedals away along the corridor on his tricycle. Round and round and round the hotel he goes. He keeps going and keeps carrying. And he turns a corner and whoa, there's some fucking twins there. It's the Grady girls. And they are at the end of the corridor staring creepily at him. And then they say,
Hello, Danny. Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Danny.
And that's the finish your drink line, people.
Finish your drink.
Forever.
Not yet.
Timed mine perfectly.
I didn't. There was
I
a
said
lot of
one little swig left.
Forever and
ever.
ever.
And ever.
One of us.
And then the two Grady girls are lying on the floor covered with blood stains, and a bloodstained axe is on the floor. The wall, everything is covered with blood. Danny reacts. And now they're still laying on the floor. They're fucking bleeding to death. They're covered in blood. Danny keeps reacting. He puts his hands over his eyes. Then he opens his fingers and looks through them. They're gone. Where'd those girls go?
Tony?
Talk to your hand.
I lost track of the page, guys. I think I have to drink for this.
You're scared.
61.
Yeah, you
61.
damn sure you do.
Tony,
I'm
scared.
It is called karma. That's what that's called.
There was a lot of directions. Guys, I got it. Tony, I'm scared. You remember what Mr. Halloran said? It's just like pictures in a book, Danny. It's not real.
Monday! The television set is on. There's Wendy seated on the sofa. Danny sitting on the floor watching. Clay, you're Hermie. Please let me give you some money.
Oh, I wouldn't think of it.
Well, how can I repay you?
It's okay, really.
Well, I'm going to have some coffee. Would you like some?
Sure.
Great, sit down. Oh, these marvelous donuts. Help yourself. Coffee will be ready in a few moments.
Mom,
Yes?
can I go to my room and get my fire engine?
Oh, not right now. Daddy's asleep.
I won't make any noise.
Come on, Doc. He only went to bed a few hours ago. Can't you wait till later?
No, I won't make a sound. I promise. I'll tiptoe.
Well, all right. But really don't make a sound.
I won't, Mom.
Make sure you come back right quick, because I'm going to make lunch soon, okay?
Okay, Mom.
The door opens and Danny appears. He enters the room and Jack is sitting on the edge of the bed. He looks towards us. Danny is standing at the open door.
Can I go to my room and get my fire engine?
Come here for a minute first.
He does. Jack's on the bed. Danny comes in and stops. He sits Danny on his knee and puts his arms around him, kissing him.
How's it going, Doc?
Okay.
You having a good time?
Yes, Dad.
Good. I want you to have a good time.
I am, Dad. Dad,
Yes?
do you feel bad?
No. Just a little tired.
Then why don't you go to sleep?
Can't. Too much to do.
Dad,
Yes?
do you like this hotel?
Yes, I do. I love it. Don't you?
I guess so.
Good. I want you to like it here. I wish we could stay here forever and ever and ever.
Dad,
What?
you would never hurt Mommy and I, would you?
What do you mean? Did your mother say that to you? That I would hurt you?
No, Dad.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, Dad.
I love you, Danny. I love you more than anything else in this whole world, and I would never do anything to hurt you. Never. You know that, don't you?
Yes, Dad.
Good.
Wednesday!
Was another cliffhanger.
Danny's playing on the floor with toy cars and trucks. A yellow ball rolls in and stops by one of them. Danny is looking away down the empty corridor. He's kneeling by the floor with his toys and stands up.
Mom?
Corridor is empty.
Mom?
Empty as shit.
Mom? Are you in there?
Mom is holding a clipboard. She looks at the dials on the boiler and then moves the second boiler. She looks at the dials and then moves over. She reacts as she hears Jack off groaning in his sleep. She puts down the clipboard and starts to run away to the entrance. Jack is in the chair with head resting on table. He groans and cries out as he sleeps.
Jack? Jack! Jack! Jack, honey, what's wrong?
Groans on the floor.
Well, what happened, honey? Hon? What is wrong? Jack!
I had the most terrible nightmare I ever had. It's the most horrible dream I ever had.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay now, really.
I dreamed that I killed you and Danny. But I didn't just kill you. I cut you into little pieces. Jesus. God, I must be losing my mind.
Everything's it's just gonna be all right, you know? Come on, here, let's get you up off the floor.
All right.
Danny walks into the lounge. Wendy helps Jack up into his chair. Wendy turns to Danny and throws up her arms.
Danny, everything's okay. Just go on and play in your room for a while. Your dad's just got a headache. And Danny, mind what I say. Go play in your room. Honey, let me just go and get him out of here, right? I'll be right back. Danny, why don't you mind me, huh? Danny?
He crouches down before Danny and turns to his facer. He's sucking his thumb. She sees a mark on his neck and tilts his head over sideways.
Oh my God. Danny, what happened to your neck? Danny, what happened to your neck, huh?
She's kneeling with him. Jack is sitting in the chair with his hands up to his head. She stands up and lifts Danny into her arms.
You did this to him, didn't you? You son of a bitch, you did this to him, didn't you? How could you? How could you?
Hotel ballroom corridor. Jack enters and walks forward. He mutters and flings his arms about. He stops and looks at a notice on the trestle, the gold room. He reaches out and switches on the lights and moves into the lit bar. Jack leans over the counter and looks down.
God, I'd give anything for a drink. My goddamn soul, just a glass of beer.
Hands up to his face.
Hi, Lloyd. A little slow tonight, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Mr. Torrance.
Hey.
What'll it be?
Well, now I'm awfully glad you asked me that, Lloyd, because I just happen to have 2 20s and 2 10s right here in my wallet. I was afraid they were going to be there until next April, so here's what. You slip me a bottle of bourbon, a glass, and some ice. You can do that, can't you, Lloyd? You're not too busy, are you?
No, sir. I'm not busy at all.
Good man. You set them up, I'll knock them back, Lloyd, one by one. Thank you, Lloyd. White bourbon, Lloyd, my man. White man's bourbon. Say, Lloyd, seems temporarily late. How's my credit in this joint anyway, Lloyd?
Your credit's fine, Mr. Torrance.
That's swell, Lloyd. I like you, Lloyd. I always liked you. You're always the best of them.
Thank you.
Best goddamn bartender from Timbuktu to Portland, Maine. Portland, Oregon, for that matter.
Thank you for saying so.
Well, here's to 5 miserable months on the wagon and all the irreparable harm that it's caused me.
How are things going, Mr. Torrance?
Well, things could be better, Lloyd. Things could be a whole lot better.
I hope it's nothing serious.
Nothing serious. Just a little problem with the old sperm bank upstairs.
Oh.
Nothing that I can't handle, though, Lloyd. Thanks.
Women. Can't live with them. Can't live without them. Am I right?
Words of wisdom, Lloyd. Words of wisdom. I haven't laid a hand on him. God damn it, I didn't. I wouldn't touch one hair of his goddamn little head. I love the little son of a bitch. I'd do anything for him, any fucking thing for him. That damn bitch. As long as I live, she'll never let me forget what happened. I did hurt him once. It was an accident, complete unintentional, could have happened to anybody. It was 3 goddamn years ago. The little fucker had thrown all my papers all over the floor. All I tried to do was pull him up. A momentary loss of muscular coordination. I mean, a few extra pounds of energy per second. Per second.
Wendy, sobbing, runs forward along the corridor. She runs to Jack, sitting at the bar.
No, what page is this?
75.
Sorry. What page?
75.
Sorry.
Lose strength is strength, then.
I'm not the only one.
Drink a little bit. There we go.
Yeah.
Jack!
There you go.
He enters.
Oh, Jack. Thank God you're here. Jack? Jack, there's someone else in the hotel with us. There is a crazy woman in one of the rooms. She tried to strangle Danny.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, it's the truth, really. I swear it. Danny told me. He went up into one of the bedrooms, and the door was open, and he saw this crazy woman in the bathtub, and she tried to strangle him.
Which room was it?
Montage of shots of TV set for program Newswatch. From Channel 10 in Miami, this is Newswatch with Glenn Rinker and Bishop and the award-winning Newswatch team.
Good evening. I'm Glenn Rinker, Newswatch 10. While Miami continues to swelter in a record winter heat wave, bringing temperatures to the mid and upper 90s, the Central and Rocky Mountain states are buried in snow. In Colorado, 10 inches of snow has fallen in just a few hours tonight. Travel in the Rockies is almost impossible.
Halloran is lying on his bed watching TV.
Airports are shut down, stranding thousands of passengers. Highways are blocked by snowdrifts. Railroad tracks are frozen. Officials in Colorado tell Newswatch at least 3 people have been killed by exposure to freezing winds. The governor of Colorado is expected tomorrow to declare a weather emergency. National Guard might be called out to clear streets and roads. Weather forecasters predict more snow and heavy winds tonight and tomorrow, with temperatures dropping well below zero.
Halloran's on the bed just shining away.
Back here in South Florida, we've got just the opposite problem. The heat and humidity are supposed to climb.
He has pillows.
Local beaches should be jammed. Our weather expert, Walter Cronice, will have the local forecast later on.
The open door of room 237. Danny, his head shaking. Mantelpiece and fireplace. The bathroom. A young lady seated in the bath behind the curtain. She draws the curtain aside with her hand. Jack smiles. The young lady stands up. Ooh. She steps out of the bath. Jack smiles. She walks forward from the bath and stops. He moves forward. He puts his arms around her neck. She puts her arm around his neck. He puts his arms around her and they kiss. Jack's over the young lady as they kiss. He opens his eyes and reacts. They're reflected in the mirror. He sees that she is covered with scars. He takes his arms away from her and she starts to laugh. Danny, he's shaking his head. The elderly woman lying in the water in the bath. Jack shaking his head as he backs out of the bathroom. The naked elderly woman laughing as she walks forward with outstretched arms. Shaking his head. Woman laughing and laughing and laughing in the bath. Jack backs down the steps into the living room. The naked elderly woman, repeat, naked elderly woman laughing as she walks forward. Danny shaking his head. The naked elderly woman in the bath. Jack backs out of room 237 in the corridor. He closes the door and locks it. The woman keeps laughing. That was creepy, wasn't it? Halloran, phone up to the ear. He dials the number and then picks it up.
We are sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. If you need assistance, please call the operator.
Oh, God damn it, Ryan. That was beautiful. Hotel. Wendy is still sobbing because Stanley Kubrick terrorized her on set. She reacts to rush forward.
Jack?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, thank God. Did you find anything?
No, nothing at all. I didn't see one goddamn thing.
Wait, you went into the room Danny said to 237?
Yes, I did.
And you didn't see anything at all?
Absolutely nothing. How is he?
He's still asleep.
Good. I'm sure he'll be himself again in the morning.
Really, are you sure it was the right room? I mean, maybe Danny made a mistake.
He must have gone into that room, the door was open, and the lights were on.
Oh, I just don't understand. What were those bruises on his neck? Somebody did that to him.
I think he did that to himself.
No, that's not possible.
Wendy, once you rule out his version of what happened, there is no other explanation, is there? It wouldn't be that different from the episode that he had before we came up here, now would it?
And he's lying on his bed, awake.
Jack, whatever the explanation is, I think
the door has murder written on it backwards.
I think we have to get Danny out of here.
Get him out of here.
Yes.
You mean just leave the hotel?
Yes.
Danny with his mouth wide open, blood gushing forward from lips and surging into the camera.
It is so fucking typical of you to create a problem like this when I finally have a chance to accomplish something. When I'm really into my work. I could really write my own ticket if I went down to Boulder now, couldn't I? Shoveling out driveways, working in a car wash. Any of that appeal to you?
Oh, Jack.
Wendy, I have let you fuck up my life so far, but I'm not going to let you fuck this up.
Jack walks away from Wendy, sitting on the bed. He crosses the living room and steps in the front door, and then he leaves. Wendy's sitting on the bed and starts to once again cry. Kitchen. Jack moves forward. He sweeps the coffee pot on the table on the floor. He kicks the coffee pot on the floor, then sweeps the rings off the stove onto the floor. He kicks the rings. He's mad, y'all. Empty corridor. Balloons and streamers strewn about. Now in Miami, Halloran is standing, phone up to his ear.
Good evening, Forest Service.
Hello. My name's Dick Halloran. I'm head chef up at the Overlook Hotel.
Drink.
All right.
Good evening, Mr. Halloran. What can I do for you?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there, but the operator said that the phone lines are down.
Yes, I'm afraid a lot of lines around. I'm afraid a lot of lines around here are down due to the storm.
Well, look, sir, I hate to put you to any trouble, but there's a family up there all by themselves with a young kid, and with this storm and everything, well, I'd sure appreciate it if you'd give them a call on your radio, just to see if everything's okay.
I'd be glad to do that, sir. Why don't you call me back in about 20 minutes?
Thank you very much. I'll do just that.
All right, sir.
I don't think we.
This is the time where we pimp out the charity one more time in the middle of the raid.
He had to say pimp again.
Oh no! No, they've got to donate more. They got to donate more money for me to stop saying that.
Oh my god.
That's okay. No.
Oh my god.
This is time that we promote the charity again. So if you've not donated,
I'll donate $100 right here. I'm saying it out right now.
Oh, nice.
Hey. All right.
Children, guys, you can go to our website, scriptsgonewild.com, click the donate button. It'll take you right to their portal so you can make a donation. I mean, don't you want to save Danny and the two little Grady girls, their children. Save the children. Save the children from all these
those
maniacs.
Grady girls are past saving, but yes.
Yeah, they just want to play. They just want to play.
So we all.
Someone throw them a fucking ball. Play with them. That's all they want. Please donate to Save the Children. And if you don't, they're going to get you. And also, this is not the Sally Struthers charity, so don't think that you're donating to her.
No, they've been helping a lot of people during COVID too. Kids in need, kids that don't have access to school lunches, et cetera, et cetera. You can read all about it on their Instagram and Twitter. Yeah,
and yeah, please donate. Please donate. Look up and find out more about Save the Children. They've been around since 1919. That's sort of amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, everybody. I think it's time for back to the read. Jack walks forward along the corridor to the ballroom. The maitre d' is standing at the entrance.
We don't have a maitre d'.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Whoever does it, do it with a French accent. Somebody.
Well, that was. Didn't you hear that perfect French?
It was so perfect.
Yeah, it was good. Go with that one,
Mr. Torrance.
Drink.
Good evening.
Amen.
Hi, Lloyd. I've been away. Now I'm back.
Good evening, Mr. Torrance.
God dang.
Oh, I have to drink.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
It's good to see you.
Good to be back, Lloyd.
What'll it be, sir?
Hair of the dog that bit me.
Bourbon on the rocks.
That'll do it.
Jack takes a handful of peanuts and empties them into his mouth.
No charge to you, Mr. Torrance. God damn it, I gotta drink a drink again.
No charge.
Yeah, you heard me. Your money's no good here. This is Canada. We only take Canadian loonies. Orders from the house.
Orders from the house.
Drink up, Mr. Torrance. I thought you said this was less than I thought.
I'm the kind of man who likes to know who's buying their drinks, Lloyd.
It's not a matter that concerns you, Mr. Torrance, at least not at this point.
Anything you say, Lloyd. Anything you say.
Jack moves away from the bar and he dances forward to the center of the room. A woman enters and walks away. A waiter, Grady, carrying a tray of drinks, walks forward. He bumps into the woman.
Oh, dear.
Grady staggers forward, colliding with Jack and spilling drinks down the front of Jack's jacket.
I'm so sorry, sir. Oh my, oh dear. I've made an awful mess of your jacket.
That's all right. That's all right. I've got plenty of jackets.
Oh, I'm afraid it's advocat, sir. It tends to stain.
Advocat, is it?
Yes, sir. Look, I think the best thing is to come along to the gentleman's room, sir, and we'll get some water to it right away.
Well, looks as though you might have got a spot on it yourself. Well, I finally made a mistake. Looks as though you might have got a spot of it on yourself, Jeevesy old boy.
Oh, that doesn't matter, sir. You're the important one.
That's awfully nice of you to say. Of course, I intend to change my jacket this evening before the fish and goose soiree.
Very wise, sir. Very wise.
Here, I'll just I'll hold this for you. Here in the bathroom, Jeevesy.
Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, thank you. Now, let's see if we can improve this with a little water, sir.
Soaks it.
Right. I'll just set my bourbon and advocat down right there.
I won't keep you just a moment, sir.
Fine. What do they call you around here, Jeevesy?
Grady, sir. Delbert Grady.
Grady?
Yes, sir.
Delbert Grady.
That's right, sir.
Mr. Grady, have I seen you somewhere before?
Oh, I know, sir. I don't believe so.
He's scrubbing out the stain.
You see, it's coming off now, sir.
Mr. Grady, weren't you once the caretaker here?
Why, no, sir. I don't believe so.
Well, you're a married man, Mr. Grady?
Yes, sir. I have a wife and 2 daughters.
And where are they now?
Oh, they're somewhere around. I'm not quite sure at the moment, sir.
Mr. Grady, you were the caretaker here. I recognize you. I saw your picture in the newspapers. You chopped your wife and daughters into little bits, and you blew your brains out.
That's strange, sir. I don't have any recollection of that at all. I'm very sorry to differ with you, sir, but you are the caretaker. You have always been the caretaker. I should know, sir. I've always been here. Did you know, Mr. Torrance, that your son is attempting to bring an outside party into this situation?
No.
He is, Mr. Torrance.
Who?
A cook.
How?
Your son has a very great talent. I don't think you are aware of how great it is, but he is attempting to use that very talent against your will.
Oh, he is a very willful boy.
Indeed he is, Mr. Torrance. A very willful boy. Rather naughty boy, if I may be so bold, sir.
His mother. She, interferes.
Perhaps they need a good talking to, if you don't mind my saying so. Perhaps a bit more. My girls, sir, they didn't care for the Overlook at first. One of them actually stole a packet of matches and tried to burn it down. But I corrected them, sir. And when my wife tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her.
Yeah, that wasn't creepy at all. Hotel, Jack's apartment. Wendy crying like usual and holding her cigarettes.
Okay, she's earned those tears.
Jack and her
Hold
cigarettes.
back your
Leave her
mockery.
alone.
Yeah.
Amen.
That poor woman.
We have the snowcat. If the weather breaks, we might just be able to get down the mountain in that. And I could call the forest rangers first and then tell them that we're coming so that we could start searching for us in case we didn't make it. And if Jack won't come with us, then we'll just have to tell him that we're going by ourselves, and that's all there is to it.
Red rum. Red rum.
She turns.
Red rum.
Danny?
Red rum. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red.
Danny, what is the matter, huh?
Red rum, red rum.
Are you having a bad dream? Danny, hon.
Oh, Danny's not here, Mr. Torrance.
Come on, wake up. You just had a bad dream, okay? Everything's okay.
Danny can't wake up, Mrs. Torrance.
Danny, wake up. Come on, right now. Wake up.
Danny's gone away, Mrs. Torrance.
Danny!
Damn it. Ah, shit.
Jack walked past the reception desk. He goes in and switches on the lights.
This is KD1, KDK1 calling KDK12. KDK1 calling KDK12. Are you receiving me? This is KDK1 calling KDK12. KDK1 calling KDK12. Do you read me?
Jack walks in.
This is KDK1 calling KDK12. KDK1 calling KDK12. You receiving me?
Jack looks down at the radio.
KDK1 calling KDK12. KDK1 calling KDK12. Do you read me?
Jack unscrews the back of the set and lists the
Come on, lady. This is KDK1 calling KDK12. KDK1 calling KDK12.
Jack's hand touches the component. He pulls it out.
Are you receiving?
Cut. He pulls two more components out and rattles them in his hands. Halloran is on with the phone to his ear.
Good evening, Forest Service.
Hello, this is Dick Halloran again. I heard some white folks, and they did not say some nice things about me. I want to beat their ass, but they ghost white people, very dangerous. But I did call a while ago about the folks at Overlook Hotel.
Drink.
Oh, those white people. Yeah, we tried to contact them several times by radio, but they didn't answer. Now, maybe they got their radio turned off, or they're in a place where they can't hear it, or they're going to be murdered. I don't know. But if you'd like me to, I can try to get them later.
Oh, that is very nice of you. I'll call you back later then. Bye.
Bye.
8 a.m. DC-10 in flight. Halloran is sitting in his seat. He turns and looks, and a stewardess enters.
Pardon me, miss. What time will we get to Denver?
We're due to arrive at 8:20, sir.
Thank you very much.
Jack is seated back at camera, typing. The DC-10 moves along. Durkin is at a car by a petrol pump. A man standing. The man is reading a magazine. Durkin enters. He stamps now off his feet and moves towards the counter. He picks up a ringing phone.
Durkin's garage.
Hello, can I speak to Larry?
Speaking.
Oh, Larry, this is Dick. Dick Halloran.
Dick, how you doing? How's the weather down there?
I'm not in Florida, Larry. I'm coming from Stapleton Airport.
What the hell are you doing down there?
Well, got in from Miami, and I've got to get up to the Overlook today. What's the weather like up there?
Drink.
Damn it.
Well, the snowplows are keeping things moving in town, but the mountain roads are completely blocked.
That means I'm going to need a snowcat to get up there, Larry. Can you fix me up with one?
What's the big deal about getting up there today, especially in this kind of weather?
Larry, just between me and you, we got a very serious problem with the people who are taking care of the place. They turned out to be completely unreliable assholes. I mean, they called me the N-word. Ullman phoned me last night, and I'm supposed to go up there and find out if they have to be replaced.
How long is it gonna take you to get up there?
Oh, about 5 hours. I'm going to rent a car here at the airport.
Okay, Dick. I'll take care of it.
Oh, thanks a lot, Larry. I really appreciate that.
That's all right. Drive carefully.
Halloran's car moving forward along snow-covered road.
Well, good morning to you, Hal and Charlie on Radio 63, KHOW Denver. And Charlie, we have what you call your bad day out there. What you call your heavy snow, snowing hard throughout the Denver metro area. Many of the mountain passes, Wolf Creek and Red Mountain passes, are already closed. And the chain law is in effect right now at the Eisenhower Tunnel. I guess as we've just heard from the news forecast, Charlie, a few of the flights are still landing at Stapleton International Airport. And with these early storms like this, I guess the entire airport will probably be closed within the hour. Yep, they're just not prepared. The storm will continue throughout the day, and the National Weather Service has declared a Stopman's and Travelers Advisory for all areas outlying the Denver metro region. Get the cows in the barn. There you go. Many businesses.
Danny and Wendy sitting at a table watching TV. Wendy inhales a cigarette and looks at her watch.
Hon, you listen to me for a minute, will you, hon? I'm just going to go and talk to Daddy for a few minutes, and I'll be right back. I want you just to stay here and watch your cartoons, okay? Okay, hon?
Yes, Mrs. Torrance.
Right.
Right. Now, I'll be back in just about 5 minutes. I'm going to lock the door behind me.
He kisses his head and strokes his hair and then stands up and walks to the door. She stops and picks up a baseball bat because why not? She's carrying the baseball bat and walks into the lounge. As she goes, she turns and looks about her.
Jack?
She keeps going. She goes to the typewriter.
Jack?
He looks about. The typewriter. Wendy moves forward. She looks down at a sheet of paper. It's in the typewriter with the repetition of a line. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. The sheet of paper is turned up, showing repetition of the line over and over and over again. Nothing but that line. She's looking down. Her face is filling with dread. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. She starts going through the boxes that he's been typing. All of it is the same line. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. She keeps flickering and flicking and flicking and flicking. All of a sudden, Jack is there.
How do you like it? How do you like it? What are you doing down here?
Oh, I just I wanted to talk to you.
Okay. Let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
I can't really remember.
You can't remember.
No, I can't.
Danny's sitting at the table.
Maybe it was about Danny. Maybe it was about him.
Blood. Furniture's floating all in a river of blood.
I think we should discuss Danny.
The word murder is scrawled in reverse on a door. Furniture.
I think we should discuss what should be done with him.
He moves forward.
What should be done with him?
I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I think you have some very definite ideas about what should be done with Danny, and I'd like to know what they are.
He moves.
Well, I think maybe he should be taken to a doctor.
You think maybe he should be taken to a doctor?
Yes.
When do you think maybe he should be taken to a doctor?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Jack, please.
He moves forward.
You believe his health might be at stake?
Yes.
Are you concerned about him?
Yes.
Are you concerned about me?
Of course I am.
Of course you are.
Closer.
Have you ever thought about my responsibilities?
Oh, Jack, what are you talking about?
Have you ever had a single moment's thought about my responsibilities? Have you ever thought for a single solitary moment about my responsibilities to my employers? Has it ever occurred to you that I have agreed to look after the Overlook Hotel until May the 1st? Does it matter to you at all that the owners have placed their complete confidence and trust in me and that I have signed a letter of agreement, a contract in which I have accepted that responsibility?
She moves up the stairs.
Do you have the slightest idea what a moral and ethical principle is? Do you? Has it ever occurred to you what would happen to my future if I were to fail to live up to my responsibilities? Has it ever occurred to you? Has it?
He swings the bat.
Stay away from me.
Why?
I just want to go back to my room.
Why?
Well, I'm very confused, and I just need a chance to think things over.
You have had your whole fucking life to think things over. What good is a few more minutes going to do you now?
Jack, you stay away from me, please.
He reaches up to her.
Don't hurt me! You don't hurt me!
I'm not going to hurt you.
Swings the bat.
You stay away from me!
Wendy?
You stay away!
Darling, light of my life, I'm not going to hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to bash your brains in. I'm going to bash them right the fuck in.
Stay away!
I'm not going to hurt you. Stop swinging the bat.
Me, please.
Stop swinging the bat.
You
Put the
stay away
bat down,
from me.
Wendy.
You
Put the
stay
bat down.
You
Give me the
stop
bat.
it.
Give me the bat. Stop
Stay
swinging
away.
the bat. Give me the bat.
Jack,
Wendy.
you stay away from me.
Wendy.
Get down.
Give me the bat.
You get away from me.
Give me the bat. Oh, Jesus. God
Wendy
damn it.
Jack on the head.
Ah. Ah.
He falls backwards down the stairs. He somersaults down the stairs, face down on a half landing. He groans as he is dragged along. Wendy, holding Jack's ankles, drags him backwards to the food store door. She undoes the bolt and then tries to open it. He's groaning the entire time, laying on his back on the floor, groaning, starting to come to. His eyes open and he lifts his head up. Wendy's tugging at the door handle. She takes out the pin on the chain, tugs the handle open. Then she takes hold of Jack's ankles.
What are you doing?
He's pulling him into the food store.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey!
He puts him in, and then she shuts him in.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing? Open the door. Open the goddamn it. Let me out. Open the goddamn door. Let me out of here. Wendy? Listen. Let me out of here and I'll forget the whole goddamn thing. It'll be like just nothing ever even happened.
Wendy's kneeling by the table.
Wendy? Baby?
Oh.
I think you hurt my head real bad. I'm dizzy. I need a doctor. Wendy, honey, don't leave me in here.
I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna try and get it. I'm gonna get Danny to the Sidewinder and the Snowcat today. And I'll bring back a doctor.
Wendy?
I'm gonna go now.
Wendy.
Yes.
You've got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere. Go check out the Snowcat and radio, and you'll see what I mean. Go check it out. Go check it out. Go check it out.
Wendy's carrying a knife and runs forward. She runs to the door and she forces it open. He goes against the snow and walks out. She runs to, and camera tracks with her to the Snowcat in the garage. She runs forward and enters it carrying the knife, and she stops, reacting to it. It's a damaged distributor, Cap. I mean, what can you do? 4 p.m.
Oh.
Jack is asleep on sacks. Jack stirs and rubs his eyes.
Wendy?
It's Grady, Mr. Torrance. Delbert Grady.
Grady. Ah. Mr. Grady. Right. Grady. Hello, Grady.
Mr. Torrance, I see you can hardly have taken care of the little business we discussed.
No need to rub it in, Mr. Grady. I'll deal with that situation as soon as I get out of here.
Will you indeed, Mr. Torrance? I wonder. I have my doubts. I and others have come to believe that your heart is not in this, that you haven't the belly for it.
Just give me one more chance to prove it, Mr. Grady. That's all I ask.
Your wife appears to be stronger than we imagined, Mr. Torrance. Somewhat more resourceful. She seems to have got the better of you.
For the moment, Mr. Grady, only for the moment.
I fear that you will have to deal with this matter in the harshest possible way, Mr. Torrance.
Brig.
I fear that is the only thing to do.
There's nothing I look forward to with greater pleasure, Mr. Grady.
You give your word on that, do you?
I
Mr.
give you,
Torrance?
yes, my word, Mr. Grady.
The sound of a bolt being drawn and a candle being unfastened off. Halloran is driving the Snowcat forward along snow-covered roads between banks of trees. He's just going at it. In Jack's apartment, Danny moves towards his mother asleep in bed.
Red rum, 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 red rum. It keeps going and going.
Yeah, he just keeps on saying red rum. All sorts of shit. He gets up a knife, picks out some lipstick, turns from the dressing table. He's holding a knife and lipstick at the door. He starts to write with lipstick the word murder in reverse on the door. And what does he say?
Red rum, red rum.
He finishes writing it and looks at the word.
Red rum.
He turns and walks to Wendy asleep in her bed.
Red rum.
She wakes and sits up with a shriek.
Oh, Danny. Danny, stop it. Danny.
Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum.
The word murder written by Danny on the door reflected in the mirror. He shrieks. Now she knows what it is. Now she knows what it means. Jack swings the axe at the front door of his apartment. Wendy Danny in her arms. Jack swings the axe. Wendy with the arm looks about, then moves to the door with murder in reverse written on it. She opens the door and goes into the bathroom with Danny, closing the door behind her. Wendy, with Danny clinging to her, closes the door, then she bolts and locks it. Jack keeps swinging that axe and splinters a panel. Wendy moves towards the window. She drops the knife in the basin as she passes it. Wendy bolts the window and raises the bottom part. She tries to force it open. Danny, clinging to Wendy, looks over his shoulder as he hears the axe splintering from the door. Jack swings the axe at the door. Wendy looks out the window. Jack swings and swings and swings and pulls a piece of wood away from the splintered panel and looks through the gap.
Wendy, I'm home.
He looks down, he removes a piece of wood with his hand and then reaches in and unlocks it. Wendy, back to the camera, lifts Danny up to the window. She pushes Danny out through the open window in the snow. She lets him go. He stands up at the bottom and looks up at Wendy at the window. She's struggling to get out. Jack, carrying the axe, moves up the stairs from the open front door. Wendy is struggling to get out of the bathroom window. She goes back. Danny's looking up. Jack, carrying the axe, walks towards the living room into the bedroom.
Come out, wherever you are.
Wendy trying to force open the window higher. She looks over her shoulder, then puts her head down toward the open window. Wendy tries to get out. Jack, he enters. He stops at the bathroom door. He raps on the door, and Wendy, with her head out of the open bathroom window.
Danny, I can't get out. Run. You run and hide. Run quick.
Jack to the door.
Little pigs, let me come in.
Wendy by the open window. She picks up the knife and moves to the side of the door. Jack's at the bathroom door.
Not by the hair on your chinny chin chin. And I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in.
He swings the axe twice at the bathroom door. Wendy's standing at the side of it. Jack's axe appears through it. Jack's axe repeatedly appears and splinters it.
Jack, please don't. Don't. Oh, don't. Oh, please.
Here's Johnny.
Jack's smiling face at the gap of the splintered door. He moves backwards and reaches in, his hand through the gap in the door to the key on the inside. Wendy strikes down with the knife. Jack's hand on the keys. Wendy's knife slashes across the back of his hand and withdraws. Jack's hand moves to the gap of the door. Jack yells it off.
Ah!
He's yelling. He looks down and turns away, shooting from behind Halloran now on the road, sitting back to camera at the windscreen as he drives along the snow-covered road. That was a quick little throwback to Halloran. Wendy's at the side of the door. Jack's in the bathroom door. He turns around and Halloran's snowcat approaching. Halloran's snowcat moves along the snow-covered road. Jack's looking. He turns away to the splintered door. Wendy's at the side of the door listening. Halloran's snowcat moves along, and then it stops. Danny runs forward along the corridor. He runs into the kitchen. Stops. He kneels down beside the oven. He slides open the door and crawls into it. That's a safe place, the oven. Jack's holding the axe, limps through the kitchen. Wendy's sobbing at the side of the door, slashing at it with a knife. Halloran's walking. He moves to the door left by Wendy. He pulls it open wide and exits into the hotel. Jack's holding the axe and moving forward. He moves away upstairs.
Hello? Anybody here?
Jack moves away from the stairs. He moves and looks down at the lobby.
Hello? Anybody here? Hello? Anybody here? Hello? Anybody here?
Jack, holding the axe, yells as he steps from behind the pillar and moves towards Halloran. Jack is as he swings the axe at Halloran's chest. The axe pierces the raincoat and blood oozes out.
Ouch!
Is what Halloran says. Danny with his mouth wide open. Jack is over Halloran. Jack is holding onto the shaft of the axe. Halloran's mouth is wide open. Danny's mouth is wide open. Jack's on top of him. Mouth's open.
Is that me? Danny. Danny boy. Danny.
And he climbs out of the oven, thank God.
Danny.
Wendy pauses on the landing.
Danny?
She goes up the next flight of stairs and she stops at the top of the stairs and looks along, shooting along the landing into the open bedroom. A man dressed in a dog's costume kneeling in the foot of the bed. He leans back and looks towards her. The man in an evening dress looks forward and looks at Wendy. Wendy, holding the knife at the top of the stairs, backs away, turns and runs along the corridor. Jack, holding the axe, limps forward and moves through the entrance. He walks away to open the door. He stops in the doorway. Halloran Snowcat. Jack holding the axe and opens the doorway. He comes in and moves the switch panel on the wall. He opens the cover and presses switches down. He leans towards the open doorway and watches the lights go on outside. Danny is crouched behind the track of Halloran Snowcat. He peers around the corner. Jack limps to the open doorway.
Danny? Danny?
He's hiding.
Danny!
He runs into the maze. Danny's running through the maze like a champion. Jack's in the maze now, limping all along.
Danny, I'm coming, Dan.
Footprints in the snow. Danny is running and Jack is chasing. Wendy is carrying the knife and runs forward in the kitchen as she looks towards the stairs. She stumbles forward. She moves away along the corridor. She stops at it, sees Halloran lying in the lobby. He's laying there. He looks about, screams, and turns, and it whips pan to the injured guest. Wendy's reacting, knife trembling in her hands. The injured guest with scar running down his head and face. He breaks the glass he is holding.
Great party, isn't it?
Danny running through the maze.
Danny, I'm coming. You can't get away. I'm right behind you.
Wendy runs forward.
Danny!
Wendy's looking about. There's skeletons sitting in chairs with a bottle of champagne on the table. That's normal. Jack limps away through the maze.
Danny!
They're still chasing. Wendy's holding the knife and running forward. She slows down as she nears. She stops by the doorway and looks along the corridor towards the lift doors. The lift doors. Blood gushes and surges forward along the floor. Blood gushes and just comes barreling towards her like one of the waves that Patrick Swayze rides in Point Break. Danny is sitting, leaning against the side of the maze. There's Jack holding the axe. He's limping away.
Danny.
Still limping.
Danny.
Limping like a champ.
Danny.
Danny appears from behind the mound of snow and moves forward. Empty maze. Danny moves. The footprints are in the snow still. Jack, back to camera, limping all along. Limping and chasing, chasing and limping, limping and chasing. Wendy sobbing. Danny running. Jack chasing. Wendy sobbing.
Danny.
Running forward.
I'm glad we don't have to drink every time I say Danny.
I know.
Danny.
And then Danny cries for his mother.
Mom! Daddy! Mommy!
Runs into his arms.
Mommy! Oh, Daddy! Mommy! Oh!
Jack's holding the axe and leaps forward.
Danny. Where?
Wendy holding Danny. Moves the Halloran Snowcat. Wendy opens the door and lifts Danny up. Jack is groaning.
Danny.
He stumbles and leaves the snow. The Snowcat's lights are on. Jack staggers forward. The Snowcat drives away down the road. Jack keeps staggering and staggering and staggering. He is just going out in that maze. He slumps down against the side of the maze, and I'm sure everything's going to work out fine for him. Except now, he's sitting up to his chest in snow, dead. Snow and icicles on his face. Dead! Entrance to the gold ballroom. We track through an entrance to photographs on the wall of guests at the ball. There's the photograph of a young man in a dinner jacket. And it says Overlook Hotel, July 4th, ball, 1921. And you know what? You know who that young man looks like? It looks a whole goddamn like Jack.
Oh, look. Clay's background.
Woo! Yes, Clay Keller.
Oh, good job, Clay. And that is the end of The Shining.
You guys were so good.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Thank you. I really feel like this was my best one yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
The
we really
Ranger is a memorable character that I'm glad that I got to embody for
Yes.
just a few minutes.
My compliments were definitely mostly directed to Dave Schilling and not Annie and Kevin. Yes.
A great ranger.
Why would you compliment anyone else?
You guys
I
were
do.
awesome.
I
That
do
was
have a
awesome.
weird thing now where I want Jesse to just call me and say the word naughty in a British accent, as much as possible.
Naughty, naughty.
Me
I
too.
enjoyed working with you, Jesse. That was great. All of you. Thank you. And please donate. Anyone that's still watching. Please
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
let's say one more time. If you would like to donate to the charity, which we hope that you're going to do, it is Save the Children. You can go to the website, scriptsgonewild.com, click on the donate button. It'll take you right to the portal where you can donate. Please make a donation. If you make the largest donation, you can choose a phrase that I will no longer get to say in my life. That's a pretty good deal. A couple of quick plugs coming up for Scripts Gone Wild on the 23rd, which is this coming Wednesday. We are doing Planet of the Apes. We have an amazing cast for that. We've got Patrick Fabian from Better Call Saul. We've got Dana Gould from The Simpsons, who actually is writing the adaptation of Planet of the Apes for us. Lorraine Newman from Saturday Night Live. Pruitt Taylor Vince. A really awesome cast for that.
And me.
And Dave Schilling.
Yeah, I just want to be clear. We're doing the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes. In case you're
we are not.
concerned.
Perfect.
Just kidding, guys. Just a joke. Please, you should watch this one.
Dave, you're reprising your award-winning role as the Ranger.
Ranger. Yeah. Hello, Forest Service.
Also coming up on September 30th, we are reading Death Becomes Her. We have Barbara Crampton and Kelly Maroney, who are reiterating for the first time since Chopping Mall.
That's amazing. That's a huge
that's
get.
pretty awesome too. We are currently doing a fundraising drive for us for Scripts Gone Wild, so we can get our 501c3 status. You can check that out on our website or go to GoFundMe.com/Scripts Gone Wild Fund if you want to make a donation to us. We would rather you make a donation to Save the Children. So click on that donate button there also. I'm going to give our wonderful performers one more final hurrah. So Kevin Weisman. Woo! Andy Wersching.
Excellent.
Leo Howard.
Woo!
Great, Danny.
Fifi Nwadiwe.
Iffy.
Rodney Ascher.
Yes.
Drea Clark.
Woo!
Diamond Dave Schilling. Jumpin' Jesse Merlin.
Yes, so good.
Ryan Marker.
What's up?
And our co-host for the night, Mr. Clay Keller.
Clay.
Yay.
Thank you guys so much. Please donate at home. And now I'm going to end the live stream.